So I found this site from a news article, and these guys, I guess they were originally like a landscaping business, but now they're doing a new business called Street Planter Boxes. And pretty much says that whether you're a business owner, homeowner, or just want to improve the look of your neighborhood, they have different sizes and styles of planters that can fit your needs. And I mean, the planter boxes look pretty good, and like I said before, they're providing a service which people are willing to buy. Now, you may be asking, what in the world are you talking about? Like, what are these planter boxes? So let me show you guys. So these are some planter boxes in San Francisco. So you may be wondering, why are people buying planter boxes? And pretty much some are even like cementing it on the sidewalk. Well, it's not entirely for looks. I mean, planter boxes do look kind of cool, I guess, but they pretty much are deterring like homeless encampments. So it's actually effective, and we're actually seeing planter boxes being put down just to prevent homeless encampments. And these are not planter boxes that are like super light, like they're 2,000 pounds and they look pretty small too. So it's basically like the top portion is like dirt and the rest is like a solid block of metal, and then like bam, they slab on the floor. Originally, I've seen photos where people just straight up get a massive piece of rock and put it on the middle of the street, but obviously that doesn't really look that aesthetically pleasing. So now I have people literally buying planter boxes to prevent homeless encampments. It's crazy, right? I've never seen this before. And now you have like two teams in San Francisco. One is like pro planter boxes, where their street is just lined with planter boxes and there's no homeless encampments. And then there's like team B, which are like, I don't like the planter boxes, they kind of suck, and they have homeless encampments everywhere. Guys, at this point, might as well just move out instead of paying like 25 G's for a few planter boxes. You know, people who own these planter boxes businesses, they say business is booming. And if I'm opening a business in San Francisco, I'd much rather open a planter box business than open like a cafe or a restaurant at this point. Because at least you can't rob planter boxes because they're so freaking heavy. So what's happening right now is you're seeing a lot of these people feeling unease, right? You know, San Francisco is getting worse and worse. And you already have San Francisco neighborhoods, whole neighborhood groups coming together, voting to install planters along the sidewalk, which were once taken over by homeless encampments. And like I said before, for the first time in years, many residents say they could finally walk a stretch of Harrison Street in San Francisco's Mission District and feel at ease after several industrial planters were installed. By the way, if you guys think these planter boxes were installed by the city, you're wrong. The city isn't doing anything, okay? These planter boxes were shelled out by the guys owning businesses, apartment buildings, condo owners, stuff like that. And Harrison Street, at the very least, just doesn't really have the high crime rate or the high tent rate as other places. And it just amazes me, right? It really does amaze me. The city just does not care about you. And we already have, 70-year-old cafes leaving. And guess what they say? They said the city doesn't care about your business. They'll tax the crap out of you, but they won't do anything, right? And this sucks for the residents. And this also sucks for the people who have mental problems, and that also sucks for people who are addicted to drugs and homeless people. You know why it sucks for them? Because businesses are leaving in droves. The city needs to implement some rules, have bans on tent encampments, so businesses will stay. So when they stay, you could tax them, take the money, and then help the homeless, like what San Diego did. Now, I know, guys, I bring up San Diego in every video, but their example is honestly pretty fire. Despite they pretty much are slowly running the city to the ground, but at least not at the speed of San Francisco. So what San Diego did is they made a ban on tent encampments in the city. So you could only have tent encampments in certain areas designated by the city. So business owners, tourism, it's actually flourishing pretty well in San Diego. And businesses aren't really leaving San Diego. And guess what? Now, San Diego's government could put their hands into the coffers of small business owners and big tech companies in San Diego, take out a load of money, and then help the homeless people, help the people addicted to drugs, etc. So, rare W for San Diego. San Francisco is not following this example. In fact, they're not doing anything. And like I said before, it's crazy. Okay, even a San Francisco mother lives nearby. decided to pretty much record a video what a typical walk with her baby is on Harrison between 18th and 19th Street. And it's pretty crazy. Pretty much homeless encampments everywhere, people throwing alcohol bottles and stuff at her. Said open drug use on the block. And I guarantee you she is not letting her kids play on the streets on Harrison. But now, the neighborhood raised more than 20 G's online to install planters along several blocks of Harrison. And yeah, I mean, at least it's getting a little bit better, right? She pretty much says that there's not really homeless encampments, and at least you could have a small walk on Harrison. And this is happening everywhere in San Francisco. So like I said before, you have some streets where owners team up and they have planters. You know, some streets, they team up and they have massive bricks and massive blocks of stone. Some of them are making very tall planters. Some of them are making very skinny planters. And this is almost like a faction thing, right? You got on the left side, you got everyone wanting planters in different shapes and sizes. On the other side, they're like, nah, planters are bad. It's crazy. I've never seen this for a city. I mean, guys, go to Tokyo, go to Shanghai, go to Hong Kong, go to Sydney, go to Singapore. You will not see planters. I mean, you will probably see plants on the sidewalk, but they say it's for show. But not like 2,000-pound planters. Like, holy cow, this is insane. I mean, like, does your city streets have planters? Probably not. You probably have like small flowers and maybe like a couple trees here and there. Not like 2,000-pound planters. It's wild. Like, now I also read like articles like before the planter thing, it was pretty popular to have people to put big boulders. And yeah, this is why store closures are hitting all-time highs at San Francisco. Office vacancies are rising. Fear of crime is on the rise. And here's a list of retailers that have pretty much closed down. And before I show you this whole list, remember, these are not small mom and pop stores like you see on Valencia Road. It's big stores. Old Navy, Saks Fifth, which is kind of like a place where you get designer goods. Anthropologie is pretty much like, I think, girls' clothing. Amazon Go, I don't know how they get robbed at Amazon Go, but okay. Whole Foods, this is pretty much like one of my favorite grocery stores. Like, seriously, they have some pretty weird products that are pretty tasty. Office Depot, I guess they keep stealing Post-it notes. Nordstrom is closing. They sell, like, I guess, clothes that are, like, kind of cheap. I also have, I can't pronounce this, but this is, like, another designer store that makes, like, very nice winter clothes. You got the Real, clothes. It's flagship store, guys. CB2, Banana Republic, and you get the idea. I mean, I could go through all these, but these are just clothing stores and grocery stores in the big sector, right? So you have hundreds of smaller businesses like cafes, independently owned businesses closing down. And then you also have the big boys, right? Like Uber cutting down a third of their space. Salesforce pretty much trying to sublease like 200,000 square feet. Block, which is, they own Square, like this payment company, multi-billion-dollar business. Jack Dorsey, all that good stuff. They're trying to sublease like 400,000 square feet of space. It's crazy. Okay. Meta is decreasing. San Francisco's Twitter thinking about leaving. It is a mess. This city is an absolute mess. Okay. Union Square continues to lose retailers every single day. And I just want to say again, imagine crime is so bad, you lose money on Amazon Go stores. That is crazy. Yeah, this place is absolutely screwed at this point. I mean, I love San Francisco. I said this in every video, and it pains me because this was actually one of my top cities after I graduated. But I eventually moved somewhere else, like a smaller suburban city, because a lot of these big cities are just so bad. But if San Francisco one day recovers and announces that they're the safest and also the cleanest city in America, I and many others will start moving here. But as it is now, probably not. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Like, comment, subscribe.